you need to realize too that the military is big on fitness. When I was at Fort Sam Houston, or Air Force Base, what was it, Randolph? Man, you were constant. They were up at 5:30 doing PT, and if you don't have the fitness, you have a gut like me. You're told get out and do PT, and you can't be a slouch. So you need to be healthy.
A lot of times, once you actually get into active duty, your schedules are so different from everyone else's as far as the officers go, and the same with the senior enlisted. You don't always have to be out there in your formation and doing it when they do it early in the morning. A lot of times that you take it upon yourself, as long as you're passing your semi-annual test. Remember we talked about the 2-mile run and push-ups and sit-ups? That's semi-annual. You do it twice a year. And as long as you're passing that, they usually won't mess with you.
And if you're a female and you tend to be an overweight, they'll
yeah, we'll sometimes personnel. I'm overweight. For
and a guy, if you're overweight as a guy,
I'm overweight for my age and my height. I'm about 30 pounds over, but it's mostly muscle. So what they do is, for people like me, they measure us and do a body fat test. So you can be as overweight as you want, over the weight limit as you want, as long as your body fat requirements are low. It's a little difference there. I'm allowed 24% body fat. I'm right at 18%. And he was talking about retiring. I will be 6 months. It'll be 6 months before my 40th birthday when I retire. So I'll be 39.
39 and retire. My word.
Any other questions?
Yeah, I got a couple. When are we commissioned? Is that before?
There'll be a couple of different commissioning periods. We'll actually do a commissioning for you. Remember I told you that we're going to build a packet for you? And we're going to submit that. That's going to go for a board. And they're going to review it. And they're going to tell us yay or nay. As long as we do everything where it's supposed to be, it's going to be yay. They're going to send it back to us and be like, yes, you can commission this person in the next 3 days. They give us 72 hours to commission it. It's a ceremony. It's commissioned. It's on paper. But we can always, which we like to do, come to particular ceremonies and commission you in front of your peers, family, friends, all that good stuff. We can do it here in front of one of your football games. We do it at graduation. But it is a pinning ceremony where we will come with some rank and we will put it on whatever it is you're wearing. They'll also give you another ceremony once you finish school. But for us, we're going to commission you. You'll be considered a commissioned officer in the United States Army. Once they give us that yay, we get you to sign a couple more sheets of paper, and we commission you.
So the only work involved in that is just building that packet and
correct.
Obviously sign.
Getting all your schooling information, getting all your documents as far as med school you're going to be going to, letting them know we're going to be paying for your schooling, your background check. We're going to do a physical exam on you, like you said earlier, and flat feet. We ain't worried about that one.
That was in my day.
Yeah, just a thought.
So after you get out, say you give the minimum 4 years, do you have the benefits of a veteran of the Army?
Yes, as a veteran of the Army, yes. Okay. But not necessarily a retiree, which is different. But because it's either 90 days or 180 days in the military, you consider that. So
It's something I'd like to mention. I don't think that you brought up. Another option for you guys is to go on through med school, go through dental school, pay it yourself, graduate, and then go to the Army, go to the Air Force, go to the Navy and say, hey, will you pay my med school, dental school for me if I come and join and put in a certain amount of time? That's another option. Is that not right?
yes, it is. The thing with that is that the limit changes. How much we'll pay changes every year. So it's possible you can get it all paid off. It's possible that maybe still be short a little bit. Yeah.
And if you did that, what is the likelihood that you get put into the area you would want to get put into?
Whatever kind of doctor you are, at that
Yes.
point in time, that's what you do.
That is the advantage of that. You get to pretty much say what, and then you go in as a thoracic surgeon, and they will use you as that.
And that would be 4 years or a different amount of time?
You can, you can pick those years usually. Usually we have package deals. Right, it's negotiable. But, like I said earlier, the likelihood of you being a thoracic surgeon and a civilian is pretty much the same as it is in the military. That's on you. That's on what you do. And that's on what's available out there. Like Doctor said, you might not always get residency that you want, whether it's in the military or whether it's on the civilian side.
And Matt, I know a guy that went here as an undergraduate med student. He went to Birmingham dental school. Went to Birmingham for dental school. He's now in Alaska. He did this. He went through and became a dentist, and then got out and approached the Air Force. And he's now in the Air Force, and they're paying all of his dental school loans, and also is being paid by the Air Force to be in the Air Force. So I can give you his name, and if you want to talk with him, he's in Alaska, but I'm sure he'd be glad to talk. He's on assignment in Alaska right now with his wife. They both graduated from here back about 8 years ago.
I recommend, like Doc said, check out everything. Check out everything. One of the things that I do is people that I recruit become my friends. It's a tedious process. It takes a while sometimes, and you build a relationship with people. The last thing I want is one of my friends to come back to me 6 years from now and call me and be like, dude, you told me blase, and I'm doing this and this and that. I never want that to happen. I recruited from 01 to 05 in Orlando, and I still keep in touch with half of the people that I recruited. Because it's fun. It's a networking system. I may go somewhere, I may get out of recruiting, go back to a hospital, and you may be the commander of that hospital. So networking, taking care of people take care of you.
I don't know if this is something you can answer or not. What's I guess the difference in the experience between the going through the health professional scholarship program or going to the uniform service school in Bethesda? Going that route?
That's something I don't actually know. I can call Colonel Standish and we can find someone who's going through the process of U-Shoes. I don't know anyone who's been U-Shoes. But I know it's a big deal. I know U-Shoes, most people that graduate from U-Shoes are some of the more outstanding professionals. As far as the difference goes, I can definitely put you in contact.
So why don't the Marines have a program like this?
The Navy is Marines.
Navy covers,
Right. Marines fall in the Department of Navy.
Oh, okay.
So if we choose to stay in the military after our 5 years or 4 years or however, do we? I don't know anything about this. We still don't have a say in where we're living or where we're. As far as do we come back to the States and are we just on a base if we choose to do that, or?
Well, usually you'll know by then. You'll know where the facilities are, and you'll know that hey, I just can't go and work anywhere in the world. But you'll know what facility you can pick from, and you'll send up 3 requests. And I've never seen anybody not get their 3 requests unless they want a special assignment to go and do something special. Which is once you get an assignment like that, it's usually no longer than a year. But now, that's one of the big things that we focus on is getting an individual at least one of the 3 choices of the facilities that we're offering.
And also with this assignment, it's every so often you're supposed to deploy overseas.
Right.
So every so many months you might stay stateside, but then after you have stayed your time stateside, then you're going to get orders to go somewhere other than homeland. You're going to go to Europe.
At some point in time, right.
And right now you're going to Afghanistan and Iraq is where you're going. And you're going to have to do a tour of duty away from the United States of America. And you'll do that so often. You'll come back and then you'll spend a certain amount, and the Air Force is different with the amount of time you spend and then get deployed. They're deploying every 6 months, I think. How often are y'all deploying?
We're not deploying like because there's so many of us, but they're asking the doctors to do 90-day rotations.
90 days?
Right. They're only going to be there anywhere from 90 to 100 days.
Oh, okay. As far as being deployed overseas,
right.
They spend 3 months overseas.
3 to 6, and then they come back, and you have to be back on ground for so many months.
Yeah. Before they'll deploy you again.
Before you're able to be deployed again. I know people who've been deployed every other year, who have gone every other year and then come back, gone, come back. I know people who've never been anywhere. I've been to Germany and Korea because that's where I want to go. Sergeant Williams, never been anywhere they didn't want to go. It all depends on the unit you get attached to. We rotate people through, we rotate units through those combat environments like that. And if you go to a unit, let's say you go to Walter Reed, and they're asking Walter Reed, hey, we need you to send 3 of your docs, you know, to help support this unit that's doing Iraq. Then you do it. But once you've done your rotation, you have to be back on the homeland for so long before you can do another rotation. A lot of the healthcare professionals, doctors and nurses, and dentists as well, they choose. You can always volunteer. In a lot of cases, a lot of them want the training. A lot of them, they have that, what's the word, that humanitarian feel to them, and that's what they want to do. They want to go over and treat the soldiers. Not only will you treat soldiers, but you'll treat family members, government employees, and even some of the local nationals. Vince?
Say I start off in Germany, can I stick around there?
They
Some
usually,
years, so.
the longest I've ever seen an officer stay in one location is 6 years. That's the longest I've ever seen them stay in one location. But here was the thing with that. They stayed there, that was their home base, but they still got deployed from there to go to one of those combat hospitals to support, you know, every so often.
The discrepancy there is between a combat hospital and a
Fixed facility.
fixed facility,
Right.
not between overseas and the States.
Right, exactly. If you're good with your branch manager, your career advisor, that's what we call a branch manager, if you're doing good with them and you've been in for a while, you call them and be like, hey, are there any openings on the East Coast, West Coast? I like one of those assignments. You get there, hey, bed down in, you might be able to be there for a few years, but you'll definitely come up with somebody's list to go and support the union somewhere. So you're not necessarily safe from going anywhere. I like to think of it as an opportunity. I never got an opportunity to go. A lot of my peers did, and a lot of them come back with all types of stories and tell me some say it wasn't bad, some say it was bad. It's all a frame of mind that you have in that situation.
So books and tuition and equipment are all under the scholarship. The stipend is, that doesn't go for book money, or that doesn't go for...
You use it for what you want to use it for. It comes to you in your name. Whatever you want to use it for, that's what you use it for. We're not going to be checking up on you.
But housing and food does come from a stipend.
No, not why you, well, whatever your stipend, whatever you want to do with your stipend, that's what you do with it. You know what I'm saying? We're going to pay for med school for you. We're not going to pay for housing for you. I got to buy you med school. All right. So if you want to room up with another guy and you use your stipend as part of your rent, that's what you do.
I have some questions. Say you're in like
Can I turn the camera on you?
Oh, well, yeah. I don't know the shot for that.
I gotcha.
Awesome. Yeah. Okay. I thought I was going to leave myself out. Okay. Say you're in like residency for like 6 months, and you choose to go into the Army. Are you going to stay in that like civilian residency, or are you going to move to an Army residency of the same sort?
You mean you've already done